Oh, the dreaded slide and its ugly cousin, the sway. So sway and slide plague so many golfers. What we're talking about here is this overly lateral movement of your pelvis and hips to the side. This would be a sway in your backswing and then a slide in the follow through. Not only is it going to rob you of distance and consistency because you're moving too much lateral and there's not enough rotation in your swing, so you're not able to have a consistent low point in your golf swing, it's also going to put a lot of stress on your lower back. So today, I'm going to show you why you slide, how to fix it, how to improve that swing, and decrease your pain overall. First things first, we have to find out what's causing this sway or slide. Sometimes it's not just a technique issue, or is a technique issue because of a physical limitation. We need to make sure your hips can rotate and your trunk can rotate. Otherwise, that's probably why you're actually sliding. It's not a technical problem, it's a body problem. Let's fix the body first. So, sit down. We're going to check the hip rotation. If you haven't done this test before, you can click on the link in the description. Our free home assessment is there. We need to be able to rotate the hips internally at least 40 degrees. I'm probably close to 40, 45 degrees there without leaning or kicking my foot back. If your hip's cramping up just doing this, it's a sure sign that your hip is limited in rotation. Both sides should be able to rotate 40 to 45 degrees, and your trunk with your feet together should be able to easily rotate 45 degrees in both directions. So check that first. If you can't do those physical tests, it means you don't have enough ability to rotate. That's why you're sliding. So figure that out first. Take the home assessment. Make sure it's not a mobility issue. If it's not a mobility issue, we are going to look at patterns, okay? Your motor patterns, your swing patterns that get ingrained over time. Again, it's most likely a mobility issue. If it's not, okay, you can work on this stuff, and this will help to some degree, even if it is a mobility issue, but make sure you can rotate first, okay? What I'm gonna do here is set this foam roller. You could even use a golf bag set beside you. From here, put the arms across the chest. I don't need the golf club here. So all I'm going to do is get in my golf posture here, and I have this right beside the edge of my foot. So I'm just going to use this here as a barrier to make sure I don't move laterally. I should never come even close to touching that. We want this hip to actually move back as the lead shoulder turns down, right? So we're staying in our posture, training this hip to go back behind us as the lead shoulder comes down. You should feel like this lead shoulder is turning down on top of the inside of that trail heel. So train that backswing. And again, you can see this hip is really rotating. So my pelvis is rotating on top of this hip. This is internal rotation in the hip. That's the test we just did. So if you're tight there, it's really going to limit your ability to do that, which is why you end up doing that, which is not what we want to do. So train this movement first on this side, and you can train it on the other side as well. When we do the follow through, you just want to make sure you shift weight into your lead leg, and then you're going to push this hip back, okay? So I'm not sliding into this. I'm going to make my backswing like we just worked on, a little push into the lead heel, and then I'm going to push this hip back and get to that follow through position, chest facing down the middle of the fairway. You can do this, 10 to 12 times on each side. Go nice and slow until you feel like you got it. So that's going to help with your hips not sliding. The next exercise we're going to work on is making sure your upper body does not move and sway away from the target. So we're going to use a wall here and then get set up. Hinge into your golf posture, again, arms across the chest. And then once you're in posture, just inch forward until you feel your head touching the wall. I'm just going to make that same pivot, turn the lead shoulder under the chin without the head and body swaying to the slide. So this, again, going to measure if I'm able to rotate from the trunk. If you're failing that trunk mobility test, this is going to be really difficult for you to make a full turn and get that shoulder under your chin without your head sliding to the right. Okay? So work at moving that chin under your shoulder 10 times to the right, and then you can work at turning through, keeping the head steady as we get through that impact position without a lot of side to side movement of the head. So both those drills are going to be really, really helpful for you to eliminate a lot of that lateral slide and sway. We need some weight shift, definitely, laterally, but we want more rotation deep into this hip, okay? On the backswing, a little transfer and then rotation through, so we're not going like this, which again will rob you of consistency, and it's going to be hard on your lower back. Hope you guys found this helpful. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.